So today we're going to be talking about matrix multiplication. Now if you notice the title of the next section, there are actually three different topics. It's matrix multiplication, inverses, and determinants. Okay, we're going to break this into a couple days. Today we're going to discuss matrix multiplication. Tomorrow we're going to deal with some inverses and determinants. Wednesday and Thursday I'm gone. And so you'll have some work that you'll need to complete for that day as well. Now, first of all, when we see if two matrices can be multiplied, we need to start with their dimensions. And so m by n and n by p, those are the dimensions of two matrices. Okay, because remember a matrix has dimensions row by columns. So you could have like a 2 by 3, a 3 by 4, 5 by 6. Okay, and so what I'm doing is I'm checking both dimensions. And if you notice, when you check both dimensions, in order for you to be able to multiply two matrices together, those middle dimensions have to match. If they don't match, you can't do it and you're done. Okay? The resulting matrix will be an m by p, if you notice here, because that's the ones that are left over. Okay? It's like the ends cross out. And so with that in mind, I've got a few questions I want you to answer. And the first one, is a times b defined? So in other words, can you calculate a times b? So I want you to go ahead and enter your answer in on your expressions. And let's see, a times b, is a times b defined? Yes or no? And the answer is yes. Good job. Nice. Okay? Now, if you look at this, a times b, if you look at these numbers right here, they do in fact match up. So your resulting matrix would actually be a 2 by 2. Why? Okay, because that's what's left over. All right, let's look at the next one. Is b times a defined? So now, this is not the same question. Okay, is b times a defined?
I don't know which one to do. 50-50 shot. I got it wrong last time.
That was you?
I think you got it wrong again.
Oh, it was me too, Lynn. Oh, good.
Is b times a defined? And the answer is yes, because if you look at this, we've got a 3 by 2, that's for b. A is a 2 by 3. You notice here that your middle ones match, so you can in fact find that. And the resulting matrix will be a 3 by 3. All right, let's try another one. Is a times b defined? Yes or no?
I'm going to get this one.
Is a times b defined? Yes or no? And the answer is?
No.
No. Good job. Okay, because your middles don't match. Let's look at the next one. Is b times a defined?
Do you always look if your middles match? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Is
No.
b times a defined?
Why didn't we say that?
I pressed mine
Oh,
a long
I
time
did.
ago.
Yes, it is defined. And so if you look at it,
I got it wrong.
b is a 4 by 3. A is a 3 by 1. Okay, so with that in mind, your middles match. What is your resulting matrix going to be?
4 by 1.
A 4 by 1.
I have a question though. But the 1 and the 4 are in the middle. And they don't match.
You are finding b times a, not a times b.
Shoot.
Oh, I got
Okay.
that one.
So now if you look at this one, it says find a times b. It matters how you multiply. It matters in terms of your answers. And so if you look at this, I'm going to take a times b. So first of all, what I need to do is find the dimensions. What are the dimensions of a? 3 by 2. What are the dimensions of b?
2 by 3.
2 by 3. So can I multiply those?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I will get a
3
We'll get
3 by 3.
Well, now this is
So then now, how I start multiplying, and by the way, this is a long one. It'll take us a while, but the other ones are fairly short.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with row 1. And I'm going to take row 1 times column 1. So in the first matrix, you're always going to deal with the rows. In the second matrix, you're always going to deal with the columns. And so how I do this, okay, is I'm going to take, if you notice I have 2 terms in row 1, 2 terms in column 1. So I'm going to take the first times the first, and I'm going to add it to the second times the second. So the first term is 2. I'm going to take that times -3. And then I'm going to add that to 5 times 0. So look again and see what I did. I took the first term times the first term. Okay? 2 times -3. Then I added that to the second term times the second term. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and erase those so that doesn't throw us off on the other ones. But first times first plus second times second. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing with row 1. And I'm going to now go to column 2. So remember what I said. First times first plus second times second. So 2 times 6 plus 5 times -2.
Oh, shoot. That goes on
Now
the
what
same
I'm going
line.
to do is I'm going to do row 1, column 3. So I've got 2 times 1 plus what? 5 times 5. Now remember, our whole goal was to have a 3 by 3 matrix when we are done. I've got 3 terms here. Now what I'm going to do is repeat the same thing with row 2 and row 3, and that'll be all of my missing terms. So the next one I'm going to go to is row 2. And I'm going to start with column 1. So I'm going to take -4 times -3 plus 3 times 0. My next one will be row 2 times what?
Times.
6.
Column 2, yep, times 6. So I've got -4 times 6 plus 3 times -2. Now, is there a shortcut way? Yeah, there is a shortcut way, and that's going to be by using your calculator. Unfortunately, on your test, you're going to have a calculator portion and a non-calculator portion. So you are going to have to calculate these by hand. So now I'm going to do row 2, column 3. So row 2 times column 3 will be -4 times 1 plus 3 times 5. Alrighty, next one I'm going to do row 3 times what? Column 1. So I've got 1 times -3 plus -7 times 0. What's going to be my next one? Yep, row 3 times column 2. So that one will be 1 times 6 plus -7 times -2. And finally, row 3 by column 3, which will be 1 times 1 plus -7 times 5. Now what we need to do is actually go calculate what all of those are individually. Okay. So, let's start with the first one. 2 times -3 is? -6 plus 0, which is? -6. Next one, I've got 12 plus -10, which is 2. Next one, 2 plus 27, good. Next one will be 12 plus 0, which is 12. Okay, -24, -6, which is?
-30.
Okay. -4 plus 15, which is 11. What do you get from the bottom row? Negative 3. Yep, so you have negative 3 here, 0, which is negative 3. My next one, I'm going to get 6 plus 14, which is 20. And your last one, you're going to get 1 plus negative 35, which is
Negative 34.
negative 34. And that is your answer. Okay, now as I said, that was the longest one of the ones that we're going to look at today.
Why do you always do the hardest one first?
Because
Yeah.
when you get
You
this
freak
one
out
done,
first.
you're like, oh, well, I can handle that. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next one.
I can handle that.
All right. So let's look at this one. What are the dimensions of the first one? 2 by 2, second one? 2 by 2, so my net result is a 2 by 2. So I'm going to first of all start, and I'm going to take row 1 times column 1. So 2 times 3 plus 1 times negative 2. And some of you might be able to do that. You might not have to write 2 times 3 plus 1 times negative 2. You could just write 6 plus negative 2. Now I'm going to do row 1 times column 2, which is 2 times negative 5 plus 1 times 1. Now I'm going to do row 2 times what?
Column 1.
Column 1, which is negative 4 times 3 plus 0 times negative 2. And last but not least, row 2 by column 2, which is negative 4 times negative 5 plus 0 times 1. So now all I need to do is find what my resulting answers are. What do I get for my first term? 4. Next one. Negative 9. Negative 12. And
0.
20.
Wait, how?
For those of you wondering where 20 came up, negative 4 times negative 5 is 20
Oh, I
and
didn't
0.
have negative 4.
Alrighty, so far so good. Now, this will be a separate answer than BA. If you were to calculate B times A, you're going to get a different answer. So, with matrices, multiplication is not commutative. That does not hold true.
What if it doesn't, if it has, like, what if both numbers are the same? What if it
Then they
has,
would be.
what if it has like what we did at the beginning?
No,
like
go beers.
4, 3, and 2, 1, and then just
You can't do it. You just write not defined. Alright, so let's look at this last one. What are the dimensions of A?
1.
A is a
1.
3 by 1. What is B? 1 by 3. So can you multiply them? Yep, and my net result is a 3 by 3. Now, normally the 3 by 3 is kind of long. This one actually goes fairly quick. So we start, because I've got row 1, and I'm going to take that times column 1. So what do you get? Negative 6. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go row 1, column 2. And what do you get? 12. Then what I'm going to get is row 1, column 3. And what do you get? 2. So there's 3 of our 9 answers. Let's look at the next one. Row 2, column 1. What do you get? 12. Positive 12. Okay. Then on my next one, row 2, column 2, what do you get? Negative 24. Then on my next one, I'm going to get negative 4 times 1, which is
They're doubling.
negative 4.
not anymore.
Okay, let's go ahead and look at row 3. Row 3, column 1, what do you get? Negative 3. Next one, you're going to get 1. Oops, wrong one. I'm going to get 1 times 6, which is 6. And last but not least, I'm going to get 1 times 1, which is 1. There you go. That is your final answer. All right, questions? Okay, that's matrix multiplication. You have 8 problems for tomorrow. Page 383 1 through 8.